So, we're here today with Andy Hobday from War Banner Games, but also Footsore, sort of.
Yep.
Wearing his excellent Gangs of Rome shirt. So let's start there then. Gangs of Rome, where are we now in terms of bringing out new things, etc.?
Yep. Gangs of Rome's been very successful for us. We just released our first starter box set, stroke scenario box set really, called Blood on the Aventine. The idea being that you can take this box set, you can take it home, you can crack it open, it has everything in there to start playing. We simplified the miniatures in there as well, so they're one piece. And you know, you can get straight into the action straight away, and it's gone down a storm, is where we are.
Okay, so if we were pushing forward in terms of, like, I don't know, 3 months, 4 months or something, where would we be with what's coming out after? Now you've got this great starter set, which we did review, by the way, for primetime customers. So if we're going forward with that, what's the next thing?
Well, we've planned everything for 2018, so we have all the releases planned in. The next box sets are initially going to be, we're going to put all the mobs into a box, because we feel that the mob mechanic for the game is very important. It really gives you that flavour of Rome. So we're going to put 3 in a box, make that very reasonable buy-in. Away you go, you can add that straight to the box set. For new things, we've actually going to bring out 8 named gangs. The idea being 2 from each origin. So we're starting with Sabura at the moment, and we have the Daughters of Sappho, which we already have a story. If you've read the background history, we've actually created the box set to go with them. So each of these box sets will have 3 very nicely sculpted figures in, the cards for them, some specialist coins, and we're also having an objective. It's like a marker or a token for the Daughters of Sappho. It's going to be a lovely sculpted little drinking fountain that you can put in, and for each of them, as we bring out, we'll do that. The next one after those are going to be the Sons of Orcus, and these guys are pretty, you know, they worship Orcus, which is the keeper of the dead in Rome. One of the guys has been burnt really badly, so he actually wears a mask of Orcus because he's so hideous, but it doesn't make him look any nicer. But he thinks because he survived this fire, he's a reincarnation of Orcus. So there's him. And then his other 2 buddies in his gang, they're morticians. So they go out looking for bodies on the streets of Rome. So the idea will be, you can take one of these gang boxes, you can use them as a whole gang, you can separate the characters and add them to your gang. You can take, if you want a whole gang from Sabura, you can take those 2 boxes, that gives you 6 gang members. And it gives you another real facet and some character to get back into Gangs of Rome. So that's pretty cool. We're also doing a Charioteer box set, which is underway at the moment. Some of you may have seen the statue to Neptune that we've had made. He's going to be in that box with a Charioteer and his manservant and his bodyguard, and that'll be another one, etc. So we're going to no chariot at the moment, but you know, maybe we'll get around to it.
Name Ben at all?
Yeah, we did look at pictures of Ben Hur as a way to go. So that's where we are with gangs. We've created a last wave of gang fighters like we did before, which is bodies with mixed heads and weapons for people who want to really get in there and model. So we've done 6 more men and male and 3 more female, but they'll be the last of the multi-part, because that gives us enough of a range now for you to really get your teeth into. Going forwards now, it'll all be one-piece gang members. We've also exploring the Incola route, which are these denizens of Rome, which bring some flavour. We've got a retired gladiator to come out. We've also done Little Rufus, who's another guy from one of the stories, who's got a basket full of scorpions. So he's going to be out there as well. You know, you don't want to go through him, or you're going to be wearing his scorpions, that kind of thing. And we're also doing some more mobs. So we're having an angry mob done at the moment by Paul Hicks. So he's been downloading Roman gestures, you know, so he can put them in. We're going to build a mob. We're going to make some more slaves to make a slave mob, and you know, just slowly build around there. So there's a lot going on for Gangs of Rome at the moment. The other thing is, with the starter box, once that we've printed 1,000, once they've gone, which won't be long, we'll do another one. So the idea will be, it'll be another starter box, different scenery, different figures. So you could just buy these boxes and add them in because they'll be the same kind of value, or it gives you a fresher way to get back in.
Oh, that sounds really good. What about War Banner games in general? So where are you going from? Beyond Gangs of Rome, where are you going next?
Yep. War Banner games, we set it up really as a separate piece to Footsore, so we could explore not the Dark Ages. So if you're not sure what it's all about, we've got a couple of games already in the pipeline. We've done we're a Dark Age company with Footsore. It would be very remiss of us not to write some Dark Age rules, which we've got, but we're going to sit on for a bit, obviously, with Saga and Shield War, which has come out, etc., which are really great games. We don't feel we want to crowd that market at the moment, because what our offer is different, but we don't want to get kind of like confused in there. So, but they're great. We're playtesting those. We've also, as you probably know, I love Samurai. My other passion is knights, around Baron Wars, that kind of thing. So 12, 15, the Second Crusades, as well as King John, etc. Well, one of the projects we did, and it was going to be our first release before we did Gangs of Rome, was a Baron's War game. And it kind of got sidetracked because Gangs of Rome came and it built up ahead of steam. So we were sitting on a Baron's War set of rules. We have quite a few figures done already. We've got William Marshall, of course, you've got to have William Marshall, which we will be looking to release probably later this year or early next. So that's something I would really like to do.
Okay. And you said you're like a Dark Age company. Footsore's also known for its sort of like interwar ranges,
yes,
which people use for Very British Civil War, etc. But there's more to it than that as well. It's the Irish Wars of Independence.
They do, yeah.
Is there anything coming out for that, or?
Yeah, we've got a couple of releases in the pipeline that are just about to come out. Obviously, we've been using Paul Hicks a lot, but we filled up Paul Hicks's time with lots of other things. So we've been looking for other sculptors that could really grasp the character of it and the feeling, and we think we found someone to do that for us. And what we want to do then is have that chap, give him a constant stream of sculpts to do. There's lots of things we'd like to do around that. I'd actually like to write a skirmish game around it, and that's something that again we've been toying with and playing with. And we've made it a lot smaller than the VBCW. It is more of a skirmish in a town, in a village, and it's all about shooting your neighbours. You have to take reaction tests. You draw a card, and it's like your best friend from school. It's like, would you shoot him or not? That kind of thing. Yeah, it depends on who your best friend is.
I'm just thinking now.
Yeah. So there's something bubbling away at the moment there. We are playing a few games around that, and they'd be kind of named characters as well. We would take, the old Major, and we'd take Bertie and Butler, and we would give them real character around that. So I think where you asked about where we are with War Banner games, we've got so many ideas, and we're trialing lots of things, and what happens is one kind of floats to the top like Gangs of Rome did, and we kind of go with that for now. But we've got so many ideas, it's ridiculous.
But it's good that you've got so many ideas. So it's you're a very creative company. Do you think that comes from the fact, is it you leading the way, or does the tail wag the dog, or is the dog is?
We're all gamers, so it really helps. Obviously, we'd just do Samurai if it was just me. That's what we would release. But we all have our input. I mean, Mark Farr, who's my partner, he is old school Warhammer. He would love to do an old school fantasy range. That's his thing. But he also loves Samurai, which is good. He has a vast range of knowledge through history, so he has some real input into what we do. So that's pretty cool. And the guys there, I mean, Gangs of Rome came from Darren Evans. Really, it was his concept. It was a game that Darren had been working on, and he won't mind me saying it. When he brought it to us, it was Roman Necromunda. It was like that, and we said, yeah, great idea, but let's just get rid of all of that and and start again, and we created between us something different. And it's the same with all of it. We discuss it, but at the end of the day, I kind of try and steer the boat.
Right.
We're also working with lots of other people outside. We're very inclusive as a business, and we care massively about the community. So
yeah, and that's the next question I was going to ask you.
Okay.
Because earlier on you mentioned, when we were talking off camera, you mentioned how important the community is to you. I think it's important that you convey that. I mean, you convey it with your releases and your Facebook content. But would you like to just, through the medium of this video, would you like to share with us the wonderful world of the community that you're building?
Yeah, I like to talk about gaming, and I want to be on there and discuss it and pick people's brains. And the great thing about Facebook is you're so connected to people. Yeah. You can talk to people who you normally wouldn't know. And I've got some great friends on there who I've never met. So that's really good. But it's also about supporting each other. Like when you haven't played for a while and you need a bit of a G up to do some painting. There's all that side of it, and all about that around the gaming, and just answering rules queries and being accountable for what you do. I think that's really important around that. So that's one side of the community. The other side of the community is we've all got a game in us. It's like everybody's saying we've all got a book in us, and we would love to help people. And this isn't like bring your games to us, we'll make loads of money. It's not. This is if you want to come and talk to us about how to release a game, you want to talk to us about how we could help you, or we have so many contacts that we could, designers, sculptors, artists, we could put you in touch with. And there's no, I think there should be more of that, because I just think there's so many great ideas. I mean, one for me recently, there's this Burrows and Badgers that's just come out. Just blew my mind. Where did that come from? And that's obviously come from I've Swarm Miniatures. There's two of them. Husband and wife team. They've created a fabulous game there.
The Lovejoys.
The Lovejoys. And I think that's fantastic. And I want to speak to Michael about where he's coming from with that, and see where and see if we can help him or share ideas, and and I think more of that needs to go on.
Although if Michael is watching, or one of his friends, I know I keep bothering him about it, but I'll just mention it on this video now. Post-apocalyptic rabbits and animals. Come on, after the bomb, we both liked it.
Yeah. You could throw some insects in there as well.
Yeah.
If it's post-apocalyptic, no, it's got legs.
And so that's good, and it's good to know that you've got a sense of community and things like that. What can the community do to support you to help create that community? Is it a question of talking about it a lot, spreading it from Facebook to forums?
If you enjoy playing what we're doing, we're here for the long haul. What we're not doing is creating gangs of Rome, taking all the profit and bugging out. That's not what we're about. What we're about is building a game that we want to play, and it will go for as long as people want to play it. So people have got ideas for Gangs of Rome, people want to ask us questions, they've got great feedback, feed it in, and we will take that, we'll create the characters you want to play, we'll create the gangs you want to do, we'll create Rome, with the fabulous help of IRISA, with all the stuff that they've done. Because we're all the same. We all want to play particular types of games, and we can empower that to happen. But from our point of view, tell your friends if you like this game. I think people think that because you like something, everybody knows about it. You'll be surprised how many people don't know about things that are out there. Go and tell them. Go and show them. Go and promote it. Go and get them to come and talk to us. Let's all talk about it. And that's what the community's about, really.
Okay. I'd like you to try now to do something sort of like, I'm just going to ask you to do something sort of off the cuff, as it were.
Okay.
The top 10 War Banner or Futsal Miniatures projects that you'd like to see in 2019 and beyond. Yeah. So if you had to right now sit down and we had a management meeting,
okay. Yeah.
And I said, right, what is coming out next?
Yeah.
What are your top 10 targets to hit?
Okay.
Give us the top 10.
Games or figures or anything?
Anything at all.
I'd like to make more an Armoured Samurai. This is in no particular order.
Yep.
When Graham and I originally did Test of Honour, it was all about very Kurosawa-esque. So the game shifted because of the sprue that we were given by Warlord, which was a great thing. But originally they were all like the bandits and brigands, that kind of thing. So I would love to do a massive range of very characterful Samurai, etc., and Ronin. So that would be one thing. I'd like to release all our Baron's War stuff. I'd love to get it out there, including the crossover to Crusades. With characters as well. We've been working with Jeff at Citadel 6, and we've already got about 30 or 40 heraldry decal slides already made. So ready to come out. I'd love to get those released. That would be fabulous. I have a near future game which we're working on, which we'd love to do plastics for. So if anybody out there makes plastics, then get in touch and we'll have a good chat about it. It's a great concept for a game, but it's very different to everything else we do. I'd love to get that released next year, and we need the community to get behind that. I'd love to do a great Anglo-Saxon range, which we are working on.
For those that are listening, that's 4 so far.
That's 4 so far. For me, you know, a Dark Age company needs a great Norman range, a great Anglo-Saxon range, a great Viking range. Okay. You know, they definitely need all those 3. We've covered Vikings this year with some fabulous berserkers coming. We've covered Normans, and we'll be doing some more. We need those Anglo-Saxon, Anglo-Danes. So that really needs to happen. Right. I'd like, not so much product-wise, but I'd like us to go out there and be in the community more, playing games. So I would love us to have more demo tables, more painted figures that we can get out there and let people play with and be very tactile. And
do you want people from the community to demo the game for you as well?
That would be great, yeah. And we'd love to have somewhere that they can come and do that. You know, so watch this space. Okay. For me, I'd like to do more with Sarissa. We're working a lot with Sarissa at the moment. I want them to do me a twisted world where the building, take MDF even one stage further. Everybody thinks of it as flat, but what they did with the pillars, you know, from Rome, they took flat MDF and made Roman columns, which is just phenomenal. I've set them another target to do some more kind of like twisty stuff. That's all I can say at the moment, and see what they come back with. But the chap from March Attacks, Gary, he is a genius. The designer's a genius. So if you've not looked at Sarissa, and we'll all sit here going thinking, oh, everybody knows Sarissa, go and check Sarissa out if you haven't. The stuff is phenomenal.
And that's Gary Faulkner, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Gary Faulkner is also featured in the magazine with his ongoing series of how to make MDF look beautiful. So.
Yeah, go and check. And this whole fallacy, I'll tell you what I would like to do, dismiss the fallacy that MDF is a terribly difficult product to work with. It's so easy, you know, you can put loads of water and paint on it and it just holds it so well.
In fact, that's one of the upcoming articles we've got in the
there you go.
June issue, which is about that very thing, using lots of water and aerosol cans and things to take MDF beyond. And there's a one after that where he's literally putting terrain effects on MDF by removing parts of MDF. And I can't explain it any more than that, but
man's a genius. Fantastic. The man is a genius. You should see, if you don't read his stuff, it's amazing.
That's up to 8.
8, is
2
it?
more.
2 more. I have this idea where there's two other things. I want to do a co-op game, which is
buying things at your local
co-op. Absolutely, you go shopping. Your wife will buy in. That'd be great. Where you're bounty hunters.
Oh, right, okay.
So, and the idea is you go into buildings, you clear these buildings, you draw a, this is something we're trying at the moment, you draw a card, tells you what your bounty is, and you go in and you have to go and hunt it down. That would be pretty cool. And then the last one is we want to do a mass battle game, of course we do, because I come from a fantasy battle background. But we've looked at this already, I'm talking to Dom Saw. A way to take, obviously I looked at it from a samurai and Ashigaru point of view, take small skirmish game and bolt on and bolt on and bolt on until you have a large battle game, and then look at the ways that we can take that and use that in other areas. So, you know, there's a lot there. Okay. There's a lot there.
What's the one thing, this is easier now, one thing that you never ever want to do? If there's one thing that you would never ever, so if somebody came to you tomorrow with an idea, and you said you have to find a polite way to say naff off.
It's difficult, to be honest. I find that quite difficult. I'm quite pretty. We're all pretty open to anything because something that I might not like, someone else may be raving about it, and it might be something that they really, really love, and you have to respect that and do it. I mean, obviously, anything that's ideologically odd, unsound, I wouldn't touch with a barge pole. But we're so open to helping people and working with people. We would listen to anything. But yeah, mostly that. I would, years ago, I would have probably said something soft and sparkly and that kind of. But I've got 2 daughters now. So my oldest now wants to play Boroughs and Badgers, which is brilliant. So I'm pretty open to look at anything.
Cool. Okay. Thank you very much, Andy.
Oh no, thank you.
Thank you.